a legend makes his directorial debut in a thriller about killer flying fish? Piranha 2: The Spawning is next on Warehouse B. Hey everybody, welcome to Warehouse B, where the times are always good and the movies are always cheesy. I'm Andrew, along with my friends Chris and Brandon. In our debut, we're going to talk about a movie that's debut-worthy, I think. Yeah. Piranha II: The Spawning.
Yes.
Directed by Jim Cameron. Mm-hmm. James Cameron, Jim to his friends.
Yeah. Which is us.
Yeah, obviously.
I don't like him.
And Chris, for those who may not know what Piranha II: The Spawning is about, why don't you fill them in?
Well, if you haven't seen Piranha, then you probably ought to know what that one's about, and that's about killer piranhas. So
yeah,
and this one they just take killer piranhas and they make them fly.
Yeah,
and then they set them loose in the Bahamas, and that's pretty much the synopsis of the story. Yeah. I mean, there is a little bit more to it, but not really. It is mostly about
it's like
flying.
Genetically engineered.
Genetically engineered flying piranhas.
What was the cross?
I don't remember.
It was a cross with something.
I don't remember. I don't think it's important.
No, it's really not.
No,
it's straight up just a creature feature.
Yeah, it really is. It really is.
And this was the movie that Jim Cameron was working on when he came up with the idea for the Terminator.
Yes.
He said, he's feeling sick and alienated in a foreign land, and he came up with the fiery image of the Terminator.
Yeah.
In a fever dream. But anyway, what we're talking about the plot.
Peyote.
Yeah, peyote. Cocaine's a hell of a drug. What were some of your guys' favorite parts as far as plot-wise in this film?
I can't get over the very beginning. Every person I talk to about this movie, I have to, I just nonstop talk about the beginning, because there is a provocative sex scene at the very beginning. I mean, they don't actually get to have sex,
which is a shame.
A shame. But they're trying awful hard, way too hard. They go down to the bottom of the ocean into a shipwreck. They take each other's oxygen off, or well, I guess she takes his oxygen off. Then she takes a knife, cuts his Speedo off.
Hey, yo, give me my knife back.
Yeah, it's very, very, very weird. I don't understand.
Yeah, I mean, the good thing about it, she was topless.
Oh yeah.
The bad thing about it, everything
else.
You're going to be under the ocean. You can't just do the dirty like that far down. You're going to run out of air.
Yeah.
It's going to be bad.
Well, I mean, maybe it's a quick finish.
Well, maybe. Well, it was a quick finish.
Yeah, well,
just not the way they wanted.
Yeah.
With the red filter over the camera.
Yes.
Yeah. I actually kind of liked the opening credits. It was almost James Bondish.
It was
Jaws at the same time.
It was. Yeah, it was. It was. Yeah. I didn't mind the way they kind of got around the lack of effects at the time. I mean, because it was 1981, so I didn't mind the red filter. I didn't mind the sound effects and how they kind of mimic the piranha, like a school of piranhas.
Yeah, I guess I've never heard an actual school of piranhas. I always just assume that in real life, they just sound like chomping.
I'm sure they sound just like that.
Like a weed eater.
Yeah, they sound like a weed eater. Yeah, obviously.
All the movies we talk about on this show, you're going to be able to find the majority of them on YouTube.
Probably.
Yes.
And the only version says...
I doubt you're going to find many of them on DVD.
Yeah. Says it's a director's cut, and there's some boobage cut out of this. Because we wikied it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've Googled it. I mean,
yeah, I checked out the images for research purposes.
Yeah, research purposes, guys.
It's research.
Yeah.
Because that's what it takes to run a YouTube channel.
That's right.
We only do this for you guys.
Hours and
I didn't want to look at it.
Hours
but I did
and hours of just
wrist
crippling.
Yeah.
research. It just,
Yeah,
I'm just
they're
wrecking
real page turners.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anything else plot wise that you liked or scene wise?
I hated it. I love Lance Henriksen in this. Really the only notable actor.
Yeah.
Tricia O'Neil's in it. She's the main protagonist, the main woman anyway. She's the one that's like researching this stuff and trying to. She like knows all about the I guess the wildlife or the marine life on this island or this whatever was it Bahamas?
Yeah, it's the Bahamas. Yeah.
And you know she was. I think the biggest thing she was in was probably like the Star Trek TV show. She was in a lot. She was in the A-Team.
She was in every TV show.
Yeah, like if you watch TV
Murder,
show,
She Wrote.
Yeah. Matlock.
Matlock.
If you watch anything in the '80s, she might have been in it.
Yeah.
I think she was in Titanic.
Yeah, hooked up with Jim Cameron again.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Titanic.
Yeah, just for the movie.
Henriksen, obviously, Pumpkinhead, Terminator, a list of other
Bishop.
things. But nobody else really notable in the movie at all. But he was obviously, he was like my favorite character, and just because the ridiculous helicopter scene at the end. He goes to save his boy, and he's getting ready to he finds them, and instead of just I was thinking, wow, he's going to pull him up in the helicopter.
Right.
I don't know how he's going to
drop a ladder or something.
Yeah, I don't know how he's going to do this, but yeah, that'd be great. Get him out of get out of their little boat or raft or whatever they in. No, he steers it in another direction, jumps out into the ocean, and it crashes the plane or the helicopter into the ocean. It blows up naturally because all things have to blow up.
Yeah,
and,
as they should.
And then he just swims to the ship, I guess. But that was like one of my favorite scenes in the movie, just because it was so ridiculous. It's preposterous.
Yeah.
Way more preposterous than the flying mutated.
Frog,
and that was one of the scenes I liked where they're having the deal on the beach, and you know they're going to pick up these fish, and they go out to the beach to pick them up, and you see the water gyrating or whatever it's doing.
Crazy.
And of course, when the fish came out, it kind of ruined the shot. But that whole scene was
actually really, really cool. And they were doing some kind of ritual.
Yeah.
To call the fish, or I don't know what the hell they were doing.
I think that's what it was.
You know, this is just a preposterous movie. But you know, one thing about it was not as bad as I thought it was going to be when I went to watch it.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, it was bad. Don't get me wrong, obviously, but I sat through the whole thing and I wasn't upset about it.
Yeah.
When I got done watching it, it was bad, but it didn't upset me. Like I was just like, this is retarded, but this is great.
There's going to be some movies on this channel where you're not going to say that.
Yeah.
So,
I fully expect it.
And I will sit through all of them.
Yeah, I fully expect it. But this here, I was like, I mean, the quality was kind of shit on YouTube, but I expected it to be.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Like it wasn't that bad. I wasn't mad about it.
On IMDb, this has a rating of 3.6, and I just want to say, what is wrong with all you people out there?
Yeah.
This to me is easily like, I mean, it's not
a 4.6 for sure.
I was thinking like 5.5, maybe. You know,
give it a point, man.
But I've seen far worse movies rated twice as high.
Oh yeah.
As this.
I don't know what it was. I just couldn't turn it away. It wasn't. It was not like a train wreck bad. It was just
it was. I mean, there was redeeming quality.
I've seen. I mean,
sure.
and it felt.
It was just. It felt like an old, creature feature.
Yeah,
because that's what.
It borrowed a lot from Jaws.
Oh,
it had a Jaws feeling to it in places.
And some other movies too, because I like the little scene in the morgue where the fish comes flying out of the guy's chest.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
But that was a pretty good.
That was a really, really.
That's how you
good
do a
scene.
jump scare.
And as ridiculous as the fish attacking everybody on the beach, I mean, they had some good kills on the beach. It was a really freaky scene. On top of being just absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
At least we got some kills out of it.
Few takeaways for me on this movie. I really like Tricia O'Neil in it. I thought, and there's a lot of Cameronisms in this film, the underwater stuff, obviously, but the strong female lead that he has in this, she kind of reminds me of Ellen Ripley in a way.
Yeah.
And
strong, never give up. Got to keep going.
Yeah. Strong, independent woman. She don't need no man.
That's right. That's right.
But she got one anyway.
Henriksen is her estranged husband.
He's great.
He's great. He's the police chief or whatever he is on the island. But
island chief.
I have no clue how they got a hold of his ass. But that was Well, I guess it would have been his earlier work too. Some of his earlier work too. I don't know if he was big in anything beforehand. Do you?
I'm really not sure.
I don't think so.
But as far as the first movie out, I'd rate this a solid 3 out of 5. I don't know what.
3 out of 5?
I would say 2 out of 5. Just because
I mean, we're rating this on a Warehouse B scale here, not a.
That's true.
Yeah, but like, I wouldn't say it's a bad movie. But whenever I'm trying to rate a B movie, I'm thinking fun.
Right,
I didn't have that much fun.
Oh,
I give it a solid 3 too. I'll agree with Andrew. I give it a solid 3
under you guys.
Yeah, I'll give it a solid 3.
Like I said, it's definitely not the worst movie I've seen ever.
I give it a 3 just because there are going to be far worse things out there that
I wasn't bored.
I wasn't bored.
Yeah, cinematography's pretty good.
Yeah, exactly. I wasn't bored. I wasn't pissed. It wasn't as bad as it could have been. I've seen much worse films.
Oh yeah,
it's bad.
I've watched Replicator.
Exactly. That's all you need to know.
Right. And I'd like to give a shout out to B Movie Madness over on the group over on Facebook for kind of giving us a home to put this thing.
Yes.
Shout out to all you guys over there.
Yeah, this is Andrew's baby, so it's a good place for him. If you like B movies, if you like creature features, if you haven't seen the old Piranhas, maybe you've seen some of the newer ones. Obviously, the newer ones are a lot more ridiculous in their own way. That was just straight up boobs and blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do them soon. So
okay.
I got
Very good. Very good.
Do some more of that wrist.
We'll see you next time on Warehouse B.
See you.
Peace.